folks. How are you? Good evening. Just wanted to pop on and kind of give you an update on what we're watching with these storms. And actually, some good news here is that they are starting to weaken. However, there's still a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for Erie, Crawford County for about another 6 minutes. Okay. The reason that's the warning was issued because we had some pretty strong gusty winds as this line moved through Ohio. And you could see it as we put the loop on it here, that the past few frames here on the radar right there has actually, the lightning has gone down, so the storms are starting to weaken a little bit here, but there, still some gusty wind that is moving through. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning is only in effect for another like 5 minutes, less than that, for Erie and Crawford County. So we've noticed a discernible weakening trend with the storms, but as they cut across northern Ohio, they were looking pretty feisty. And I mean, we had several reports as I look at the chat with the National Weather Service, several reports of wind gusts in excess of 60, 70, even 75 miles an hour as it came across northern Ohio. So the line is weakening and it's continuing to track east. Some rumbles of thunder, some gusty wind will be about the extent of it as it works its way through. I know a lot of people are chiming in here. Michael DiRienzo, 55 to 60 wind gusts in Girard a little bit ago. Thank you for that report, Michael. Appreciate it. Power out in Girard, John. Yeah, the skies did look a little ominous for a while. So once this passes through, we'll have to watch upstream to see if anything else develops. We've gotten into this pattern. We had that round. I was working the morning show today too, and we had that round that came through this morning was sub-severe. And then we had another little round come through midday, and then we had this round come through. But the pattern that we've been noticing and what we've been taking note of is that as they get closer to us, they weaken. So hopefully that's a trend that continues. But just for, just to keep you up to date, we still have that severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Erie, Crawford. And again, that's only until 6:40, or is it 6:45 or 7:40?
7:45.
Oh, 7:45. I apologize. So we have an hour to go, but to be quite honest with you, I don't think it's going to survive that long by looking at the radar trends.
Yeah, we've got some reports here, Craig. First of all, the idea of trending down is good. Now, there have been a couple trees down and wires down. South Main Street, Albion, trees and wires down, and also a tree down in Conneaut Lake.
Okay.
But other reports, including our storm chaser, Steve Marshall, who was near the same area, Springboro, Albion, Conneaut Lake, 28-mile-per-hour gusts. Okay.
Well,
so that's not severe.
It's not severe, but Michael from Girard did say he had a 55 to 60 mile an hour gust.
Okay.
The power's out in Girard. Good evening, Kathy. Torrential rains here on the east side. Jen Forever Young. Yeah, I mean, look at the here. I'll make this a little bigger here so you can see. I mean, look at how these things just kind of croak.
And look at especially the lightning.
Yeah.
Wait till it gets to the beginning of the loop here. Okay, 160 something. And then watch that top right-hand corner go down to 24. So we are obviously seeing, things weakening at least somewhat.
Catherine's at the Warren County Fair. You're going to get a little wet.
If you're not already.
Yeah. You're going to get a little wet. But again, the trend here is for these storms to be weakening. So that's good news. Huge gusted downpour, just a steady rain. Tom's here, Julie. So that's really what's going on here. The storms continue to weaken, which is good news. The severe thunderstorm warning technically still in effect until 7:45. I think it'll be allowed to expire before that, to be honest with you, just based on the radar trends here. Downtown Warren, Pennsylvania, cloud, sunny in Franklin for now. Skyway Bridge, a major storm. Dark and Corey, Bobby Joe, yeah, that little line heading for you. But you might just hear some rumbles of thunder out of it. I don't think it's going to be anything severe. You might get a little puff of wind. That's it. These storms have really slowed down, kind of taking their foot off the pedal here as they've come into Erie County, which is good news. They were looking a little worrisome for a while. Yeah, Mother Nature will give your truck a bath for sure. Yes, it was issued till 7:45. I misspoke, but I don't think it's going to last that long. I do not think it will last that long. I'm just catching up with some comments here. West 32nd in Pittsburgh, some strong wind. Thank you, Nance. Very quiet in French Creek, Becky. The rain heading for you. Getting windy and green. Kelly hates storms. Come on, they're fun. They're fun. Power on and off in Cambridge. Power back in Girard from Michael. Thank you. Small branches out ahead of the storm. Just tell me when you're ready to go there, Lafferty.
I'll let you know. Well, and we might be ready to go here in the next like 60 seconds.
Okay.
You can stay on. It'll be super fast.
That's all right. Really not much. I mean, I got to leave. I got to come in and do the morning show. You know? So, any more storms after this one? It does quiet down for a little while, but there's still some coming into Michigan and Wisconsin. So we'll see what happens later tonight. If you remember back to late last night and early this morning, we had that round that came through. So we'll see if we can kind of get a repeat of that tonight. So I hope that answered your question, Kathy. Fairly quiet in Girard.
James, ready to go or not? All right, James is ready to go.
Okay, they have to record stuff here. You can see. Where's Sean?
When you're set, James. All right. Good evening. Coming up tonight on Jet 24 Action News, one person is injured after a crash involving a motorcycle on Route 19 this morning. Also tonight, the final count is in for another record-breaking Erie Gives Day, and the Warren County Fair is now in full swing with big crowds expected. Those stories and much more, including your forecast and sports. We'll see you tonight at 11.
There you go. You just got the tease on the Facebook.
Now you get the short version.
The short version coming up next.
Let's do 2 and 3.
Just 1 second. He's just got to record.
Coming up tonight on Jet 24 Action News, the final count is in for what became another record-breaking Erie Gives Day. Also, the Warren County Fair now in full swing with big crowds expected in Pittsfield. We'll see you tonight at 11.
Tonight at 11. All right. What do you think there, TA?
Well, let's let him do his stuff and maybe just give him a few more minutes there on the Book of Face.
Are you good? You're going to take over?
Either that or I'm going to go on for a second just to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give him a few more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Ready there, sir?
For one more second.
Coming up at 11, the final numbers from a record-breaking Erie Gives Day. Yep. Coming up tonight at 11, the Warren County Fair is now in full swing.
All right. The Foxes. Be right with you, folks.
Okay, we'll do all three there, James. I'm gonna try and do these quick. I want to get out the other guy's hair here. Tell me when you said, sir. Let's do it. Tonight on Fox 66 News, one person is injured in a crash. That's not what you wanted, is it? Okay, no problem. Tonight on Fox 66 News, one person is injured after a crash on Route 19 this morning. The final count is in for another record-breaking Erie Gibbs, and the Warren County Fair is in full swing. Big crowds expected. It's first at 10. Okay. Let's do 5 seconds for Erie Gibbs and 10 seconds for the Warren County Fair. The Better Every Year Fair, they used to call it. No big deal. 5 seconds for the first one for record breaking. Yep. Tonight at 10, the final numbers from a record breaking Erie Gibbs Day. Oh, I didn't give you any zippers, did I?
I just heard it expired at 7.
Well, I think that was the one for Ashtabula.
Oh, it did say Eastern Ashtabula. Was that the one?
This is it right there.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're probably just trimming it.
Yeah. Tonight at 10, after having to be canceled last year, the Warren County Fair makes a big comeback. The fair is in full swing with big crowds expected. Thank you, sir. We're all done.
Okay, here we are. We're back with you now. So we're just kind of recapping the line as it continues to propagate to the east, about 35 to 40 miles an hour. Again, the line is continuing to weaken. This is not going to be a huge deal, okay? We can say that even though there's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, I mean, these storms really have kind of fallen apart here. So it's just a rain shower, pretty good downpour possible, and some of those darker reds that you see, there are still some lightning strikes embedded in that little line. Again, this is moving off to the east at about 35 to 45 miles an hour. And what I'll do here real quick is we'll just put a quick little track on this. Again, the severe threat has really diminished here. So we'll place it at about 45. If you're in Findlay Lake, a little after another 5 or 10 minutes, over towards Corey, about 7:06. Just a little gust of wind, some rain heading towards the Hydetown area, Sugar Creek, down towards the Titusville area at 7:12, and then eventually getting into Spring Creek and Franklin at 7:15, and then over towards Bear Lake and Warren County at 7:15. And then moving east from there. But you can see here on the radar, again, the storms have weakened considerably. So we're not as concerned as we once were about an hour ago as we were watching this line come in. What I'll do is I'll actually back it up a little bit more so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Watch how these storms develop. You see how nasty that line looked coming across northern Ohio? That's where we had wind gusts in excess of 55, 60 miles an hour. But watch as it hit the border. Here we go. There's the line coming through northern Ohio, and then it hits the Pennsylvania border, and it just kind of croaks, right? So the severe threat continues to weaken. Technically speaking, we still have the severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect, but you know what? They're even canceling it to the west. So I think this is going to be over with here in pretty short order. They've already canceled the severe thunderstorm watch for areas to the west. And I suspect that the severe thunderstorm warnings will be in short order too. We are seeing some stronger cells into Crawford County. We'll keep an eye on those as they make their way through central Crawford County right now. Maybe some gusty wind with those and some extremely heavy rain. I doubt there's any hail because it's just so humid and warm. There's just no way that that's making it to the ground with this type of air mass. If it does, it's like pea size. Okay, so it's not a huge deal. So I'm not too concerned about hail. So we're watching the severe threat continue to diminish here. Yeah. Severe threat continued to diminish here as we head through the next few hours here. Sorry, I was just communicating with TA here a little bit. But you can see how this line is not as impressive as it once was. Like Toby Keith saying, I ain't as good as I once was. And that looks to be the case here as the line continues to diminish. So, oh, hell no. You're right, Terry. I got it. There's just no way. Now just rain off and on, Laura. Thank you for that. Gusty winds. Yeah, out ahead of these lines, you could get some gusts of wind. And that's what we were concerned about as that line was coming into northern Ohio and east. But as it made its way into Erie County, it really started to weaken. So, but the wind is why they issued the severe thunderstorm warning. And as we look at the latest radar here, I got to tell you, I mean, Erie County, other than a downpour heading towards Corey, I think it's just kind of intermittent light rain showers the rest of the way. There is a stronger little cell down here north of Meadville, between Cambridge Springs and Meadville, moved over Sagertown. Again, this is moving off to the east. So maybe some gusty wind with them. Windy in Union City. Thank you for that, Pauline. Yeah, dying out, rain and wind. I mean, I guess this will help a little bit, right? Alleviate the humidity. Maybe, but the problem is it's just so humid, right? So it's taken all of that moisture and it's putting it back in the ground or back at the ground where you and I live. So you feel it that much more. So when you have humid air like this, humid air is much more buoyant and it can rise much easier. And, you know, that's why we got these thunderstorms that developed. But the hallmark from these things definitely will be some extremely heavy rain and maybe a little bit of gusty wind. Again, the severe threat, if you're just joining us, the severe threat continues to lower here. Again, technically, we still have the severe thunderstorm watch, but they're already canceling it for areas of Ohio. And I would suspect that they will continue that trend here as we head into the evening hours. Some trees down in Waterford. Patty, hi, how are you? Kenneth asks if you were having a nightcap tonight. I'm pretty sure that will be happening. Jen says the lightning strikes are fluctuating, but still happening out there. It's still happening, yeah. Hi, Patty, how are you? Yeah, I mean, it will pour. I mean, that just speaks to the fact that it's so humid. So these storms have a lot of juice. They're juicy storms with the humidity to work off of. So expect a downpour as they come through. But again, the severe threat really much lower than it was just an hour ago, really. So just started pouring in the outskirts of Cochranton. Yeah, that little line heading for you. Well, it's over you right now. So, yes, it does, Sarah. You're absolutely right. The rain makes the humidity worse because, like I said, it takes all that moisture that's suspended above your head and it brings it right back to the ground, and then you feel it that much more. It's just like, ah. So, yeah, you are absolutely right with that. Trees down in Corey, okay. Sarah says, I'm so glad you said juicy and not the other word. Mm-hmm. Moist. It's a word. You know what I mean? Knocking on Corey's door. Yeah, I mean, here we are in Corey, Union City, Concord.
Do you have any idea trees down? Multiple? One? Any idea where? And
Just a tree on wires in Union
tree
City,
on
yeah.
wires. Okay.
And that's from James, so we know James. So
Okay. All right, James.
that's
is good.
reliable.
Yeah. Thanks, James.
Let's see. Craig, I will melt if I get wet. Catherine, well, you are sweet. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So, you know, you can kind of still see it here on the radar. I'll annotate it for you guys because a lot of people are mentioning the wind. So when you see a signature like this, see how it's kind of like that, okay? That's usually a pretty good indicator that there's some wind out ahead of this, right? It's what we kind of call, well, it's what's called a bow echo. This is not the most pronounced one ever, okay? But there will be a puff of wind out ahead of this as these storms continue to roll to the east. Hey, let's show you the 7-day forecast. Why not?
It still looks like there's a lot of rain to the west.
Let me get back over here. Hi, Celine. How are you? Oh, Waterford still get part of the storm. Okay, cool. More wind than rain in UC. What about the Seawolves game? I'm not sure. Actually, that might be who Tom is talking to right now. We'll see. We'll see about the Seawolves. Yeah, I mean, if we can get some breaks in the clouds, maybe in terms of the sunset, John, but we have this kind of area of rain that has yet to pivot through. So we still have to get through all of this rain over here, right? So all of this still has to come through. So I don't know if, you know,
to the west.
are you talking to the Seawolves guy?
Yes, I am. We're talking to Mark and the Seawolves.
People want to know.
Yeah.
People are asking. Is this?
Yeah, we're on Facebook Live. If you want to know what you guys are playing, you know.
So.
All right. So yeah.
All right. Anybody else have any questions, comments, jokes? I have to finish up here and go home and get some sleep because I have to come back at 3 in the morning because DeVecchio is on vacation. Just begun. Corey, Bobby, Joe, thank you. The moist forecast. Sarah does not like that word. Yeah, Saturday's great, right? Want to go back to the 7-day? I'll show you that. Let's show you the 7-day forecast before I take a break there. So next 7 days of your life here on the planet we call Earth. So it's still way too hot tomorrow, upper 80s to near 90. Heat indices will be into the low and mid 90s. And there's probably going to be another round of storms as we go into the afternoon. And then on Friday, that's the cold front. So expect a round of storms to come through with the cold front too. But that cold front is just going to make it feel so much different by Saturday. Like unbelievably different, because dew points, that measure of moisture in the air in the low 70s, you might as well be in the Everglades with the Gators. All right. But by the weekend, dew points are going to drop into the 50s. So that's crisp. And with temperatures in the 70s, a nice fresh breeze, it's just going to feel so much better this weekend. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we start out with some cloud cover Saturday morning, but then developing sunshine through the afternoon, and it's just simple sun as we go into Sunday, and highs will be in the mid-upper 70s. So just 2 more days. Just hang in there, man. I know you can. You can do it because we have some great weather just in time for the weekend. So. I can't wait to do that, John. I cannot wait to go home and do that before bed. I will be sleeping. I will probably have a Pabst Blue Ribbon round before I go to bed. And then, yeah, get up and do it again tomorrow. A couple of dead ones around the trees. Yeah, if they're dead, you know, they're already weak, right? So they can come down easily. So, all right. So that's a look at the 7-day forecast. I am I'm gonna leave, all right, and then Tom will take over to be here through the rest of the evening. And I will be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, or do we say dark and early? Because 3 a.m. is kind of like the middle of the night, right? So Tom will be here through the rest of the night. Again, the severe threat lowering. And as I look at the latest radar, we're already seeing the severe thunderstorm warning be trimmed. And so basically, take it from the I-79 corridor west, you're in the clear, okay? So much of Erie County, especially the western side, west side, there's no severe thunderstorm warning. It does continue for eastern Erie County, eastern Crawford County. And now we're just going to kind of be in and out of some rain showers for a little while through this evening. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Tom will be back.
I'll take it.
And he's going to take over right now, actually. I will log out of this so I can get out of your way. And you're good here. That's my show. So when you're
Whatever we have to do, yeah.
when you're done with it, just hit the save button and
Yeah.
away you go.
Okay. Just
Okay.
checking with where'd you have the
Oh, it's the chat. It's this one right here. Yeah.
Okay. Just checking that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So TA's here.
Go
Here he
get,
is.
go get some rest, buddy.
I
Hopefully.
have to finish posting some things, but yes.
Yeah, we're just keeping on top of things, and just, I mean, you know, we'll keep in contact about this crawl, because if they're going to keep chopping things off, we could.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'll be around for a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Hey, welcome everybody. Good to have you with us. Thank God this has been weakening as it goes through the area. So I guess we're going in reverse order here, 7 to 1st. And as you can see, and as we've been talking about, we're still in the steam, but the refreshing weekend is still in view as well. So hello, Celine, the airport queen. Hello, Patty Richards, Julie G, Union City, Kathy Hodge, Chatty Kathy, good to be with you here. Thanks for all your help with the fair yesterday. Yeah, if you got any more reports from Corey, I know Jim said something about a tree on wires. That can happen, but that's been the exception rather than the rule. Jen Beatty downtown, hello. Elaine, hello. Jen Forever Young, East Side Jen, hello. Terry J, Lawrence Park, Julie M, McCain, Sarah Rose, good to see you. All right, no, I'm not on vacation, so just stop. Just stop. All right, DeVecchio is. That's why he's not here. Otherwise, he'd be going to bed. All right, Flint and me got you covered. Thank you. You're funny. Rose, good to see you anytime. Laura, long time no see. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Karen, hello. James, thanks for the update here. Perry Street, Route 19, Corey. Thank you. All right. And another place to go is, if you have power outages, is the, Penelec website. You can do that. Ian, great to have you here. Kenny, is it pretty much, I'm looking at radar. Let me get you back to radar here and see what's going on as far as outages. Power outages in Fairview and West Springfield. Thank you for that. Mine is okay in Girard. Was out a few minutes. Miss Karen, hello. Good to see you. Where the heck is my radar? All right, we're getting there. Okay, now as Craig was saying, you can see that the worst of this is coming out. Let me put the warnings back on for you. He's showing you that the worst of this is coming out the east side of Crawford and the Corey area, but all this stuff back here. See, they've chopped the warning now. So Western Crawford, a lot of central and western Erie, okay, all right? It's raining, but the severe threat is down here, and it has weakened tremendously. So if you don't have power, and that's one of the casualties of things, like I said, just Google Penelec or First Energy. They have an outage map on there. In fact, I can actually do that. Maybe we can just do that for you here. Christina, good to see you. Ray, welcome back. All right. Linda Lawson, nice to meet you, Tacoton. Things have slowed down. Any kind of damage, you guys fill me in. I was out on West Erie, and it was just coming in I was on West 10th Street for my weather in the neighborhood. And thanks to those of you who joined in for a little Facebook Live there. If any of you have seen, a tree down or, any kind of structural damage, furniture blowing through your yards, cows flying through the air, no cows flying through the air. This is not a tornadic situation. But if you have experienced anything that you would consider damaging, let me know, okay? And we'll try to get a little bit info here on outages and see where we can go from here. Just to give you a little bit of background here, especially you guys that chime in on here out in Girard. So if I shoot the map over, and I'll do Erie County first. Again, this is First Energy Penelec. You can see this stuff over here, the little twos and the the campground kind of looking things. Yes, gusty winds in the West County, some outages there, and you can click on these things, and they'll show you the number of customers, 1 to 20 in Lake City, 1 to 20 Springfield awaiting dispatch, estimated restoration 10:30. Girard, estimated restoration 10 p.m. By the neck of the peninsula, not much info on that. Kearsarge, estimated restoration 8. Now these are all 1 to 20 people out of power. Now these over here, east side of Erie and south of Bell Valley, are 21 to 100. They're still investigating. They're thinking, if you're part of these groups, that you're restored by 10 p.m. I'll go down to Crawford. Looks like the worst. Here's some in Cambridge Springs, 21 to 100, and 10 p.m. estimated time of restoration. Conneaut Lake, 5. Pymatuning Central, 2. Pymatuning South, 2. Atlantic, 1 to 20. Estimated restoration when available. So it looks like, if you just look at this map here, kids, you can see that, and I wish I could show you Ohio, but they got blasted over here, and it's kind of weakened as it's gone eastward. All right. So again, Penelec has all that stuff online for you, and just wanted to make you aware of that. If you have lost power, maybe they'll give you some information for your area. So thankfully, and I'm looking at places, as you look at this line here, like Shaker Heights in Ohio. Now you can watch this loop. It's a 3-hour loop, and watch the lightning here, how it's diminished. We're down to 5. Okay, that is a weakening system. They're still keeping the warning intact over here in eastern Erie and eastern Crawford. I guess, it's still not 7:45, so technically it's still in effect for about a half hour. But the more this weekends, the more that's going to clear off. And I was looking at places like Shaker Heights, limbs down, wires, trees, a little bit of damage here in Edinboro, it looks like. Hold on. That is Ohio, excuse me. Sorry. All right. Anybody in Edinboro, anybody seeing anything there? Okay, they are saying several 8-inch diameter trees snapped in Edinboro. So there's still some wind with this thing, but there's not a lot of warnings left. So we're just going to have to we'll just wait this out over the next, 15 minutes, half hour. I'm going back to your comments just to see if we got anything that's significant here. And again, you guys, thank you so much for being here and relaying anything that you are seeing, because we love to hear from you. So hello. All right, some trees down in Elgin, Union City. Yes, we'll be doing a nightcap, Ray, for sure. Warren County Fair, they don't have a warning in Warren County yet. I think they gave you Jim, give Elaine the place. What it was, Perry Street. Was that the location in Corey? All right, no problem. All right. So Jim and Bobby, Jim, if you're still there, just give them any info that you have. And Corey, I'm looking at the guys in Skywarn here, and basically what has happened from what I'm getting here is, and this is from my storm tracker, just widely scattered trees down around the county, nothing major. Okay. Now the idea of power outages is not fun. So you may, according to Penelec, have to deal with that over the next 2 to 3 hours. But a lot of the restoration times were 10:30. So we'll see. Okay, thanks, Christine. Appreciate it. Okay, that was Union City. Thanks, Jim. So I'm talking to my guys in Skywarn now, and just showing if they can dig up something for me. Jen Forever Young, yeah, I mean, you know, you're up on the east side. It's over, as they say. I mean, there's nothing severe back here. This is rain, you know, in the green, and a little bit of yellow. So there's still rain, and that's why we're talking to Mark at the Seawolves. You know, there's still a bunch of rain back here, okay? So it's still going to be wet, but the threat for severe weather is more over here. But I've noticed, and this is important too for the person who asked about the Warren County Fair. Hello, Paula Thomas. Good to see you. Thanks, Jen Forever Young. Almost 1.5 inches. That's a good report. One tree on Turnpike. Which Turnpike? PA Turnpike, Brian? Or something closer to home? All right. Plane from Washington on United just landed at ERI. Good stuff there. Thanks, Celine. But for the people going to the fair tonight, yeah, you're going to get wet. Let me go back a little bit here and just check something out. Okay, so you're in Pittsfield. You're about to get wet. The heavy stuff is 5 miles away. But you can also see that, you know, there's not much to it. Once you get a few heavy downpours, and this has been reported, well, let's do it the old-fashioned way, try to figure out a speed on here. If I even have any skits left. Hold on. The fact that you don't have the arrows there is a big indicator of diminished intensity. Okay. Now you got something down here in Newcastle. I'm just using this as a reference. 38 miles an hour. That's going into, that's south of Mercer. That's south of Oil City. But if that's a good estimation, and let me do a 1 hour thing here, and you can see how remember 38 miles an hour. Let me just see if I could just gauge from there. All right, let's say 40 to 45. Okay, so if you're in Warren County over here, you're going to get wet. They haven't kicked in a warning. Okay, so the latest thing here is that it's probably, you know, in the fair in a few minutes. It's probably in Warren in the next, you know, 15, 20 minutes. But there's hardly any even lightning with this thing. Okay, so it's a brief heavy downpour. It moves on. I'm looking at the National Weather Service over in Cleveland just to see Turnpike in Buffalo. Turnpike and Buffalo, Turnpike in Buffalo, Corey. All right. I'm not sure, but hey, thanks, Brian. You got a tree down there in the Corey area. Yeah, I mean, you know, they've had some much bigger storms in Ohio. Thankfully, this is weakened. Anybody else with any damage, you know, on their property or anything they know about? Yeah, they're looking back across places like Huron County, Ohio, Summit County, Ohio. You know, it seems to have slowed down. And as my storm tracker was saying, as he was saying, just widely scattered trees down around the county, nothing major. And we hope that just continues. 4 chairs in the pool. There you go. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you. This stuff continues to move east, so we'll just continue to track it here. But I'm waiting for the Weather Service. Hopefully they will be clearing the rest of the counties here, Erie and Crawford. And you can look back in Ohio here and you can see, you know, if I take, let me just try to do something here. Hang on. Hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. Okay. All right. You can, the yellow is the watch, folks, and the orange is the warning. So, you know, the watch has been canceled east of Cleveland. The warning has been canceled central and western Erie County. So we're just waiting to see what's going on in here. But as of the last 5 minutes, and we were putting radar on there for you, you can see that the lightning strikes themselves have diminished. You know, 55 in the last hour down to 4. And those 4 are down here in Mercer County. Okay. So this whole area, as Craig was telling you, is weakening. And I'm just kind of babysitting this last vestige of it to make sure that, you know, there's no funny business. Okay. Even you can see over here, even the purple cores, if you look, and I'm going to try a Buffalo radar right now. And yeah, I see no more purple. I'm going to try a Cleveland radar right now. And this is a 1 hour loop. You see it cut across Edinboro and headed towards Pittsfield for any of you guys out at the fair. Yeah, I've got no lightning on this loop. I've got no purple cores, and this stuff is moving out of the warned area. All right, and the good thing to notice here too is that there's no additional warnings, like Warren, no warning here. Venango, no warning there. Okay, even Mercer, which has the 4 lightning strikes. And of course, lightning doesn't make a thunderstorm severe, but nothing there warning-wise. So hopefully this is a trend, and we can kind of put this thing to bed in the next few minutes and just have some showers and light rain. Seawolves have not canceled their game, but they still have some rain to get through here, as you guys can see back across to the west. It looks like it's ending pretty quickly from the west. But of course, they'll give us a heads up if they decide to cancel or if they decide to play. All right, great, Dustin. Great report there. Power out for 30 minutes in Union City. Thank you, Ian. Thank you for that. Chicago flight, if anybody's got friends, family coming in on United into Chicago and American from Charlotte, they're both delayed. Thanks, Gene, Celine. Appreciate it. Well, whatever's happened in Mercer County right now has ended as far as severe weather is concerned, Bobby Joe. You can see, you just look for these orange polygons, and they have ceased and desist.
They're canceling the Crawford one too here.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I'm going to head out.
All right, buddy. Craig's got to get some rest.
Gotta go. See you on TV tomorrow.
All right. Good job, brother. We'll pass in the night in about 8.
Yes.
Craig and I will pass in the night in about 8 or 9 hours. We do that. He gets in here early. I stay here late. Most of you guys know that. So here's the good thing. Another good thing just happened. The warning for Erie and Crawford is canceled. See the last frame here? So we're really dodging bullets here, guys, because some of this stuff was pretty wicked in Ohio earlier, and few scattered trees down, few scattered power outages in the county. That's getting off pretty well. Let me find my frame here. Hang on, I need my radar. Okay, so if you look at the last frame here, look at that. There are no more warnings. There is just the watch. So this is really good news. Okay, I got to check one thing. Stay with me. Just came in on this, and I want to make sure. Let me give you full screen here. Craig is sneaking out. He will be sneaking in after the nightcap. We have this habit. because you all know how late the nightcap goes sometimes. And I'm just, because we write notes to each other, I'm just finishing up the note to him and DeVecchio at, 3 in the morning or so, and later sometimes, but I try to get it done by 2:30, 3 o'clock, and he's coming in the door. So we're gonna commiserate in about 8 hours. Hope he gets close to 8 hours. Rachel, good to see you. We're doing well. All the watch, or the watch is still in effect, but the warnings are canceled. Yeah, and Julie G, you're absolutely right. It looked bad coming in, but you can see all the orange is gone. Now, this is a heat advisory. That's a whole different ballgame. This is not severe weather, okay? But you can see the contours of the rain, hardly any red until you get down. Little core there by Tidiute, another one south of Franklin and Oil City, down by 80 to Newcastle, but the rest of this stuff is none, and not that that's severe over there in Tidiute, but the rest of the stuff is lighter rain. It might be steadier light rain, but it's light rain. So, Rachel, you're doing well. I hope you, the family, and just we're on the good side of things right now. Julie M., you are an extremely intelligent young lady. Love that word. Petrichor, the smell of rain. Mike Messina, good to see you back on the boards. Yeah, northeastern Ohio, from especially the lakeshore, from Cleveland up to Ashtabula, had some pretty significant wind damage tonight. You still out of power, or you're back, Mary Kay? I think you're saying you're back. Yeah, gusty winds. Hopefully no damage at your place. And, we go through this all the time. We're just thankful that, as Dustin was saying out for about 2 minutes, that it weakened as it came eastward. If I just scroll back here, let me reactivate the loop. And I just heard from Skywarn, so we're doing well. We're doing well, kids. David, who's on this page, nothing right now. No Skywarn reports of any significant damage. So good news all over the place. Of course, except for you guys that are, dealing with some power outages. I'm going to widen this out, let it roll, and just check one thing. You can see how everything weakens. Just look at the lightning strikes. This is from an hour ago, starting at 45, ending at 2. Okay. So everything is trending downward, as Craig was saying. So that is good news. Now I'm looking at a couple different things here. Just bear with me. Okay. So I guess just basically, if there are, pardon me, some trees down, not getting too many reports of that, that gets cleaned up. Power outages get restored. And I want to give you guys a look back to the west, just for purposes for later tonight. I'll try to use a national radar here and just kind of focus there. Okay, so if you look back to the west here, the wicked stuff is moving through and out. Next batch out here by Milwaukee, where they have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings there, and in Madison, tornado warning in Madison. So the next batch is way out here, and I know, it's always an intelligent question to say, hey, what if that comes our way? When will it get here? So the first question is what if, and the second question is when. Now, a lot of this, for now, as you can see, is tracking eastward towards Ontario, but we've got a couple of these arrows or skits that I like to use that are pointing a little bit more towards Erie. So if I believe this verbatim, it's saying that storm's booking at like 59 miles an hour to the east. These back here only at 18. So we've got all kinds of speeds to these storms, 52. I'm trying to look for, here's the one with the tornado warning in Madison. You can tell it's tornado because of the red there. So I'm going to take the lightning off. Just looking for speeds to kind of estimate 44, 42, 52, 50. All right. So let's say 45 to 50 miles an hour. So if we make a hypothesis that says, okay, this stuff's going to stay together, all right, and just continue to move east, southeast. You know, this looks to the north. I'll take this one. It's basically 420 miles away from Erie. So if that's moving at 45 to 50 miles per hour, you know, you're looking at what, 8 hours or so. So if that were to happen, you know, you're talking more 3:30 in the morning. Just a very rough guess. So we could have another round in the pre-dawn hours from that if it holds together. They've had a ton of stuff. Now out here, this is a tornado watch, the pink. All right. So that will expire before that stuff ever gets here. And we hope that with the loss of daytime heating, that we'll be dealing with no more than gully washers. So shoot you a little 7-day for a break there. Thank you for that. Mike, Danielle, my former student, please send any and all pictures. Thankfully, Mary Kay, it's back on at Imperial Point. Thank you. Your portion of Girard is out. She's on Sunset. All right. All right. So we are warningless. We still are under a watch. We'll see how quickly that gets clipped off. But as you can see, we still have steamy heat and storm potential for Thursday, tomorrow, and Friday. This is the cold front right here. Once that goes through, it's a whole different air mass and no severe weather, right? Saturday, Sunday, Monday still look really good. Just a nice slow warming trend, and then it gets sticky again Tuesday into Wednesday, but not 90 degrees either. So that's a pretty good looking 7-day. Other than the next couple of days, for potential for storms in the very Florida-like atmosphere that we've got going on here. Analysis one more time, because it's always good to look and see what the Storm Prediction Center is saying. Those are the guys that issue the outlooks for your potential for more severe weather. So this is now, and obviously the worst is here, okay, up where the orange is and where they have these severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado watch, tornado warning. That, as I said, is looking more like it's going to go to our north, right? And so that's that. And this is tonight. Okay, we're still under a slight risk, but doesn't look too bad. This is tomorrow. We have a slight risk for tomorrow, and I'll zoom in on that. Take these things off. So Meadville, Edinboro, Erie, Corey, Tidiute, Warren could be dealing with some stuff tomorrow. So that is Thursday, and this is Friday. And Friday says just a marginal risk, which would be level 1. So, for planning purposes, Friday 1, Thursday 1 and 2. All right. So that's, as long as we're in the soup, we have that storm potential. We've been lucky. The ones that have come in from Ohio and certainly from Chicago, where they've had tornadoes, and Wisconsin had very damaging weather, they've weakened by the time we've gotten here this week. That's been the trend. We hope it continues. But we'll be here for you regardless. So now they've already cleared some other counties. So Erie and Crawford not only out of the warning, they're out of the watch. The only counties left in the warning would be Mercer and Venango, or in the watch would be Mercer, Venango, and is that Butler? No, Butler's over here. Lawrence, I think that's Lawrence, where Newcastle is. So this is all that's left, kids. So we can rest easy tonight. And like I say, for those who got a little, furniture in the pool or had a tree snap or lost some power, that seems to be the extent of it from all the sources I have been looking at. Okay. So 7-day one more time. And talking to you guys one more time. So looking good. You're out. You're out, kiddo. You're out in Union City. Glad you like the pop Luck Popcorn. Thank you. Thank you, Danielle, for keeping me straight, former student. Cooled down a lot. Great. Enjoy it. It won't last. Sorry to rain on your cool down parade, Nikki. Anything else for the good of the order? I think we're looking good. I got to start doing regular chores again. But, you know, we'll just watch it. See the thunderstorm risk. We just showed you that next couple of days. Still going to be, you know, air you can wear. Dew points in the 70s, highs in the 80s, possibly near 90. With that, you get your threat of storms. But right now, it looks like we got at least an 8-hour break. And who knows if that stuff's going to get down there. But I think some of it might sneak in the pre-dawn hours. Okay? So before most people wake up and when I'm going to bed, basically. All right. Nightcap, well, you know, that varies, but somewhere between midnight and 1, we'll start or make that attempt. All right. Any other questions? One more look at the radar, and good news all around tonight. Good news all around. Nothing of any significance for all of you. A little lightning for you. Not going to see much, but one more thing I'll do as we end. Watch how it goes, like from Ohio. What is it? It's 7:30 now, so like 4:30. Let's do a 3. Watch this. Now you can be your own meteorologist. Look at that line. 220 some strokes of lightning. Warnings all over the place. Look what happens when it gets into Pennsylvania. It goes from 90 to 4. So we are dodging bullets, and you know, not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right. All right. Yeah, you guys feel free to join the nightcap later on. Okay. All right. Rachel, good to see you. Hope that everything's going well for you. And thanks for tuning in. All right, guys. That's about it. And I'll leave it open for a minute or two if you got any other questions. But we're pretty much done for the night, at least the first half of the night. And, you know, if anything happens, we'll be back. But thankfully, this was not a big event. There were no tornadoes, some power outages, some scattered tree limbs down and wires, but lot better than it could have been. All right, so I shall wait, and hope you all have a good evening. And if you are still awake after midnight, I'll see you again. Same bat Facebook channel. Thanks to all you guys on the boards here that helped me out. Thanks to Craig Flint, who's, has only been here for, well, he took a break, but he did DeVecchio shift and then he came back. So we're good. Yeah, get some coffee. Good idea. Good idea, sir. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Seawolves. If they don't play tonight, and I have no authoritative comment on that, they'll probably be shooting for a doubleheader tomorrow. But hey, you know, in another hour, it could be rain-free. Who knows? Keep tuned to their site. And for the power outages, go to the Penelec site. And for updated forecast videos and all kinds of interactive radar, go to our site, yourerie.com. All right, guys. Make it a great evening. I'll see some of you later on tonight. Thankfully, this was not a big deal. And we'll continue to keep you covered. Make it a great evening, everybody. Take care.